Good evening. Hello. Hi. Salute. Hi. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Oh, come on. I even warmed it up and everything. Come on. There you go. Good. Anyways, back on the grind set, yeah, even though it fucked itself today, so I couldn't play at all for a good long while it was broke, which was fun. So so yeah, no, I had that experience. That was nice. Um, but anyways, I'm back to go back to the good old grind set and grind myself a bit closer to it. Still don't think I'm gonna get it in time, but hey, fuck it. We're gonna go for it. I'm gonna start with my J7D, my eternal love, a vehicle I very much enjoy so thoroughly to play. It's a very, very good vehicle, a very fun vehicle. The missiles are god tier at the BR they are at. And the jet itself, I mean, it's a MiG. You can't go wrong with a MiG-17. Literally. Well, okay, maybe an early version of it is a little bit more questionable, but still. You look through all of them, they're good. They're good. uh, oh, good old sorry. Botrix. Good old Botrix. Good old free put together showing chat on stream Botrix coming in and giving me the successfully joined the channel for YouTube, which means that's working. That's great. Because that has always been the biggest hurdle. Well, not the biggest hurdle, but YouTube has always been the one that has been the one that's refused to work the most. Not the one that's crashed the most, just refused to work. Yeah, I don't know either. Anyways, so yeah, back to the good old grinding. Well, more playing really. I mean, if it's with this thing, I love playing it. So it's not a grind, it's a love. I really, 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 really should play some games, put up some clips, have some fun with it. Really, I should do that. Now I'm thinking about it. Why haven't I thought about that before? I like this plane. I should play planes I like. I should play tanks I like. I should record it, clip it, and show what I like about it. Why the fuck have I thought? That's a brainstorm. That's. Why the fuck haven't I done that before? Because what's the worst that can happen? Oh, it's not very good. It's not very interesting. Oh no. uh, and then maybe longer form videos about more, not necessarily in depth so much, but just still interesting things. Um, so hey, you never know. You never know what comes around. Plus, I mean, I can always expand from there out into other video games or video games in general, or even other shit. I mean, it's all dependent on how the feelings and things going. Um, People are allowed to grow and expand and do the things they want to do. And I mean, I guess the real question there is just, do I want to expand or do I just want to? Because I mean, I don't want to do this as a job because I already have a job, and the chances of me being able to do it so successfully that it's worth for me to do it as a job is about as the same as winning the lottery, which, well, it's not too terribly large. Ah, penis. But you get my point. It's a long shot, and I don't think it's worth such a long shot, if that makes sense. I took a bit too long on that one. I got him anyways. It means I'm gonna be a bit slower in the uptake. Ooh, another J7D. Dangerous. Especially the missiles, because they are really the pièce de résistance. I think that's the French for it. The linchpin on the entire thing. Just because, I swear to God, they have the fastest pole. Like, or not the pole itself, but like the fastest speed, going from 0 to mark just immediately. And that's what makes them so dangerous. Because sure, they're not pulling that hard, and they're not like their Seeger hits are pretty shit. At least this version of it. Ooh, it's pretty close, I think. But again, it's that speed. It's that speed that kills. Because again, the less reaction time you have, again, the harder it becomes. Like, look at this guy. He's this far out. I shoot a missile, and he doesn't see it in time. Like, that was, what was that? It was just a couple of, what, 5 seconds? He's got 5 seconds to look behind him, realize, and pump flares. You don't have time for that. Oh my god. I cannot turn for shit. Yeah, that hit really did do a number to me. I am glad I got that kill on that guy. Just mainly just because I don't like the F-104s. Just, that's more due to the fact that, like, ooh, it's actually a 25. So that's a guaranteed hit, because this guy literally, his engine can literally not produce, like, his flares are literally, and I love this. I love that about the MiG-25. It's the fact that the engines are so big and so warm that the flares cannot out-heat the engines. So the flares will always be the smaller targets, thus it will always go for the engines. That's why you don't go down into missile range. But some people just, they don't understand, they won't learn. They see the R60s on the side of the thing, they go, yes, I want to go low. I should go low. And then they, and then they pay for it. Again, the problem is I do have a damaged aileron. What the hell are they called? I can't remember now. But yeah, having that damaged means that, again, basically fuck all and pull. Can't really dogfight, which is no good. Yeah, he's got a bad. I believe that Saab can. Nice, yes, I knew it. I believed in the Saab. He can do it. Trust in that plan. Oh, nice. Okay. Now what? Who's left? There's 2 guys left. I think one of them was a J7D also. I don't know about the other guy though. I mean, I could look at him up. Not the A10. The Sioux. Biz? Biz. It's the Biz. You could see the Biz going from grind targets before leaving. Oh, there he is. We are. It's of course right next to their airfield. Could go. Actually, I will go back to base because this is getting a little bit ridiculous. I am burning my engines up, or at least I will burn my engines up if I continue after burning. So, I as well just take my time, go back to base, land, repair, rearm, go back up, and if there's still a guy, if there's still guys up, I'll kill him. If not, I've done my duty. I've gotten 3 kills. Pretty alright. And I can just, and I do want to be, if this guy is still alive when I get up, I want to be in tip-top shape to fight him. Because, again, he's a J7D. They're good. They're good planes. Especially for their BR. I mean, again, you're looking at a 10-7. A 10-7 BR with like 4 of those good missiles, and again, a great platform, a great overall thing. Like, sure, it has the typical MiG-21 problems, but again, you are at 10-7. Like, it's not like you're in a biz at like 11-0 or something like that. You are still within the range of not having to face 12-0s constantly, for instance, or something like that. Like, you have, you have the ability to sort of act way more dangerously without being punished for it nearly severely. So that's what I quite like about it. It's also the same reason why I quite like other vehicles around this BR, just because you are allowed to do a lot more dangerous shit because you don't get punished as easily. Or at the very least, you don't have to make up for it. You don't have to constantly make sure that you can go defensive immediately, say. Like, you're allowed to not fly defensively for a little bit, for instance. Well, that being said, the MiG-25 does punish planes that aren't equipped with being able to, say, view J-band radar, for instance, which is a bit of a bombers in, say, something like an EJ, like the F4 EJ. But again, you don't, other than that, you don't really face other vehicles who do that same thing. At least not until you get to, again, like 12.0, when you really start to see look-down radars and some pretty damn good radar missiles coming in. Where all of a sudden now these things come up, bubbling up, and you have to start worrying a lot more. But below that, you're a lot more safe because there's a lot less capacity or ability to do stuff. And yeah, that's why I like this. I like this BR. I like this around this BR because it is fast, but it is that. And also, if you do like radar, you can still use them pretty well. Like I've gotten some really good kills, really good games in the EJ. I'm shit generally. I think I'm a pretty not very good player. I mean, statistically, I'm better than the average, but in a free-to-play game, the average is always going to be on the floor. Because again, what's, how much to enter? Nothing. Literally just a device that can open the application. That's it. Obviously internet connection, all of that other stuff. But again, it's from the player side, other than the technical stuff, nothing. Nothing. Nada. No silch. No skill involved, no nothing, no investment even. Because it's a free-to-play game, you don't have to have anything invested. You just go in. So that's why it is probably a bit much more on the floor. But so yeah, so I do feel myself to be not a terribly great player, but still better than the average. Again, not saying much. So that's why I feel like I really do quite like the EJ, and I'm shit in it, or I'm shit in general, but I'm good in it. Or at least I pretend to be good in it. Oh, he's running the PL7s, right. The PL7s, I've heard some people say, are actually the faster missile. I'm not quite sure about that. The same way I'm not quite sure about that sort of stuff, because I have read a lot from people saying so-and-so is a definite, or so-and-so is true, when I've researched it and it's just not true. Or certain capabilities, just that sort of things going on where, it's humbug and what, and not real and not true. And it does happen a lot because a lot of, obviously a lot of emotions get into it, and you want your favorite vehicle to, do right by you. And you might, and obviously I don't think everybody's like looking, oh, I want my vehicle to be overpowered, but everybody wants like, I want my vehicle to do the best that it can do. So of course there's a lot of emotions in that. But let's see. Ah, that's not gonna reach him. Close. There he goes. I think he might actually be hot enough for me to actually front lock him. Yeah. Yeah, look, he's so hot. He is so hot that even so far away, even technically from front aspect, like all of this in mind, his engines are still so hot that, yeah. So that's, I mean, that's a major deficit for the 25. And again, that's why you really don't want to be low, because any heat seeker, and it can be a rear aspect missile that can get a crazy angle on you because you are just so hot. So No, it was a pretty good game. I like the last bit just because I'm so happy I managed to get that in the pole, shoot him dead, and then immediately up, and that and another MiG coming in, got him in a pinch, and then just missiled him. And again, it's so nice to just see that pole, and it doesn't divert. It looks for a quick second, but then the engines just overpowers it back again, immediately back onto it. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. Actually, it kind of sucks now because essentially, when I'm done researching this, I can't use it. I can't use my J7 anymore to research the next plane. I have to use another plane. At least I can use my JF17. I do like my JF17 too. Not as much, but I like it. I like it. I don't like the J11, but I think that's more just due to me having played that type of plane a lot more at a different BR, so I've had a lot of different experience with it. So, oh boy, this is no good. That's a lot of packet loss. And we're talking a lot about like having problems with that, so should be really be you know, shouldn't really be surprised by it. We oh, he didn't get shot down. Dude, I have my fucking F5E selected. Sure, buddy. Oh no, that's gonna. You know what? I don't care. It's the War Thunder chat. It's all gay anyway. It is just all gay shit. I am very interested though in the thing in that whole discourse and everything like that. Like it is very interesting to me. Um, that's actually weird. What a weird thing. I mean, it is a case. It is a case where what's it called? It is very much a case where there's certain groups of people who have like different. They have like. I mean, it's normal for people to have different sides to a thing. You look at a thing from different perspectives. You look at you have different values for different things. You might agree with some people on one thing and disagree with others, and that sort of. I think that's the case that will happen with most things in life. Oh, that was nice. Ooh, that was nice. Wait, where the fuck are you? There you are. Ah, but you are F111. That's no good. That means you have that. Oh, but that might actually come in under. No, I just missed. Ooh, but can I get a little quick, There we go. Yeah, I'll take that. And then... Yeet. And see, he has nothing. It's so quick. It's just like that. Like, I was that close. Anybody who fires a missile at that range, sure, you have basically no time. But most missiles, you have a little bit of time. But there, it's just immediate. Yeah, 2 kills and assists. I'll take that 100%. is so awesome. I definitely think the most interesting part about the recent hit is just definitely the fact of what is supposed to have shot at it, which is almost quite literally a man pad. Like, certainly a level of man pad thing. Yeah, he's gonna pop premature flares. Yeah, now he's got... He knows I'm on his asshole. I know I might as well not waste a missile, because he's just gonna flare immediately. Because he is on the ball for that thing. I 100% get that. I understand it. I play that plane. I know the situation he's in right now. Oh, but he did get fucked up doing that, so he's dead. It might... shit, he's probably... No, he's not, actually. Turn down. Turn down for what? Okay, come on. Shoot himself inside. Be able to... Nope. Thought I might even get a support. Nope, nothing. That sucks. But oh well. 2 kills, one assist. Not too bad. Not too bad. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to catch that last guy. Wherever he is. Sorry. Oh, wow. They're going full on at it in chat. In War Thunder chat, I mean. Love to see it. Love to see it. Because, I mean, there's no greater, better time to start arguing about politics than inside a video game when you're, you know, trying to keep your ball off real life. I feel like that's always kind of stupid to try and, like, you know, like, there's a time and place for it. There's a time and place for that sort of stuff. But I don't really think now is the time for it. There he is. There's he is. Another EJ. Lovely. Everybody loves an EJ. Because most of the time it means either an easy kill. Actually, just mostly means an easy kill just because it's an EJ. It is a worse E. As sure a little bit of a lower BR, but it's still not terribly great. Like, you sure enough, you do get nice capabilities, don't get me wrong. It's so tempting, but yeah, that's the thing though. Actually, fuck it. Yep. Yes, we're so... See, it's so fast that even when he's on the ball looking, I can fire a missile off and it'll be halfway there before he can even click the button. Nice. Cool. 3 kills, 1 assist. Granted, I didn't necessarily steal, but I will say I was kind of cheeky with that assist because that was definitely where is it? There it is. It was the crit. I got a crit on the F111 that already was kind of fucked. So, you know, hey, no harm, no foul. And I didn't steal anybody from anybody. Sorry. I just have to quickly check. Is my YouTube okay? Yeah. No, it looks fine. It looks fine. Not the greatest. Yeah, no, it looks fine. Sorry about that. Just I had a problem yesterday with towards the end where I may have accidentally turned on the vertical mode, and since that's mostly for YouTube, it kind of fucked itself a little bit. That was my fault. It's all good. I think it's mostly good now. I mean, I haven't had problems, which is good, obviously. But I have had more technical problems than I'm used to, which is like it's more technical problems than I thought I would have. Is the right words I would have been using. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. And I also been thinking about I probably see the thing is I probably should also have something like a TikTok. I can put it on and then I can be like, because technically I'm both streaming to YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and I guess the best idea would always be, hey, I'm wherever I'm putting stuff up, I'll be like, hey, I'm doing stuff here, here, and here. So if you like the stuff I do, but you have a preferred platform, well, here you have a selection of things. And then if something kicks off, I can sort of have more focus on it. But it's that thing of like, it's nice to have multiple platforms, just because it's nice to have multiple backups and multiple things to fall back on if something fucks up. Um, like I like YouTube by the mere fact that just by streaming there, I'm uploading a video, technically. So it'll be there like a YouTube video, unlike the other two where it's a VOD and it'll just disappear at some point. Um, so that's really nice. But the problem there is that I have already put a little bit up on my YouTube Shorts part of it, but it will be kind of I don't know, it would be kind of stupid for me to be like, well, I stream both on YouTube and on Twitch and on Kick, so you can go watch it on those different places, but, they're already on YouTube, so they might literally just keep watching on YouTube. Um, so it might be good to then also have a different platform, like a TikTok, that was the name of it, to make, and put stuff up there, but then have that point towards all those three, and then there's probably a better chance that somebody go, well, I like your cut, G, and then, but I also, oh yeah, 35. No, I don't want, I don't know, I don't want to. The problem is, I do kind of like being a little bit competitive with it. I do like trying to push myself a bit with this, because it is nice in a way to try and push yourself to try and oops, trying to make yourself a bit, trying to do stuff, instead of just not, to trying to give yourself a bit more instead, and see how far I can go. That it would be such a it's a nice feeling to try. That's what I'm trying to say. Ooh, those one of those. Gotta be careful. I'm just gonna, nope. Figured. Okay, I'm just gonna, whoop. Yeah, he's gonna be able to, he has the distance on him. Means I have to really want to get some distance from him. I really want to get some distance right now from him, if I'm quite honest. He is gonna have the energy advantage on me. But yeah. I am out of flares though, because I did accidentally press the button. Well, I didn't accidentally press the button. I. You know what? That was good. That was good. I am not gonna lie. That was actually good. Uh, yeah, he has the radar ones on, so figured. I kind of had suspicion he might fire off a radar one, because I would do that. I think a lot of people would do that, but wasn't quite sure. And again, it's so very much more easy to fire off an R60 um, than anything else. And well, I do believe it only has R60s, not R60Ms, though. That even more leads to the fact that you want to use. Think? Yeah, R60s or R3Rs. I think a Biz then gets. Yeah. Oh, ground. Hold on. We find an error thing so it'll show the true. So yeah. 10, 3, 11, 0. And then yeah, now the whatever. Because yeah, this thing now has R73s. So that means I have to go back and grind this thing because now I only have literally only have. Oh, that's so stupid. Hold on. Let me at the very least. There you go. Anyways. So yeah, I have places, I have things. Like of course, there is the very simple just clip stuff from directly from stream and post that, which could do. I am actually technically have done a couple of times, but it's like it's very hard to find good stuff that I would personally be like, yes, that's what I want to show. That's that moment right there, purely good. Because there's there's a fair amount of more stuff where if I could do a little bit of editing here and there, and if I could make it a bit more pretty and a bit more tight, and show off a bit more, a longer span of time with more cuts in between, probably a lot more stuff. Like showing off why I like a certain vehicle or what I don't like about a certain vehicle or just the general mood. Uh, like wanting to make like a video where it's just playing 7-7 Russian ground, and then it's just clips of literally of just playing a heavy tank and hearing that 122 sound going doo, that very iconic sound it makes. Like it almost sounds like a bell being rung more than anything to me, like a big bell. And have like a long clip of that with kills and stuff like that, like all tight together, so it's like a consistent like noise after each other. That could be real fun. Stuff like that. And the plan was always YouTube, obviously. But yeah, probably also TikTok and X. I shouldn't forget X. X does exist too, and that is also technically a platform you can show off clips on, and it is a platform a lot of people use to just sort of scroll. And again, the thing there is not to keep attention; it's just to get attention real quick, to implant that seed of this person's name. You've seen it before, and you've seen stuff that has interested you. That's literally all. Because that means that higher chance, like you see the person's name and you recognize it, and that's immediately already like bam, ding dong, hello there, yes, I am that person. Like I don't know I don't know why it's so much more, it's so effective in a way, but it just is. And it's also just nice to be able to like point at stuff and say this is stuff I've made, even if it's relatively low grade stuff. Uh, at least to me, I think that would be, it's cool. Just to, not to jerk yourself off too much or something like that, but just to have something of your own that you've made, and put together and thought of, put those thoughts into actions and then use those and those series of actions into usable things that people enjoy. People watch and people will enjoy. Like I'm not gonna lie, I like looking at the likes. Like I don't really look at numbers, especially not on shorts, because they're always gonna be way higher than a normal video just because that's just the nature of the beast. But likes is nice because that is sort of, you know, that's an additional click. That's an additional click. You kind of have to, you know, it's much easier to just keep scrolling than it is to like press the like button and then scroll, you know. I mean, sure, there might be a mistake here and there where, oops, I accidentally pressed the like button, but the vast majority of the time, you know, it's going to be, oh, that was cool, like, and then you move on. And just the mere fact you went, oh, like, is fucking, it's great, you know? Because again, somebody enjoyed it. Somebody thought, enjoyed their time enough to go, yes. And really, that's all I can really hope for and ask for, you know, is that I can hope and ask for that people like the stuff I do. Actually, I don't even know if you flared or not. I don't. He didn't. Nice. um. Let's just get. Oh yeah, I would really love to take out that guy. Oh, he's actually might make it easy for me. He's gonna make it easy for me. Oh. Now that was probably a radar missile. Because that one actually kept a lot longer at me than I thought. Either that, because it can't be the AIM-9L spewer, because that's higher BR, like even more higher BR. I think. Damn it. Nope, I don't wanna. This thing I wanna do. Get myself into a position like that. Because again, sure, it's a MiG, but it's like you don't. An F5 is even better at doing that than what I was gonna get myself into. So, don't do that. Play to your strengths. Always play to your strength. Don't. I'm not gonna follow you. Ooh, that's no good, actually. I'm going to have to keep. I do kind of want to keep myself not too ass too far towards that A10. Mainly just because I know, like, the A10 will. The A10 have M as Ls, and Ls could be actually quite dangerous with what's it called? With missiles, because it doesn't require a whole lot for. Is that enough? Is that enough, or is he not actually gonna die? The thing is, like, he can just run back to his AHQ. But yeah, Ls can be incredibly flare resistant if you fire it off in the right way, so they have a lot more of the engine to see, and then since they're a lot, you know, they're a lot less, demanding. Fucked up. I thought he was damaged enough to where I can do that, but I couldn't. That's fine. I am a little bit annoyed at myself, though, because I did allow him to basically live another day. He is literally just the last guy alive. He's just gonna run straight back to base. Oh, you should. That really depends on the jet. But honestly, early jets, which I'm guessing it's gonna be the ones you're gonna get to first, it's probably just gonna be. Yeah, you're not really gonna be using. I mean, probably air brakes if you don't have already air brakes, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean the engine stuff, because I know. I mean, it's not everybody that uses it, but some people like to min-max their engine cooling on props, and that's not really something you do on jets, not even early jets. But I'm trying to remember because it actually, I mean, again, depends on the plane because obviously some planes start off super early with missiles, and so that's something that has to be worried about. But I don't think with America, I think it's just sorry, I really got to fix that. Uh, because yeah, if you're rank 4, and I'm guessing you're probably, you're on your fighter lines, then yeah, it's either 84s, 2Ds. Yeah, again, it's you're not right from the get go. You're gonna be relatively fine. Again, it's like if you don't have air brake, definitely. Um, but yeah, you don't have to worry. I mean, I think pretty much at this point and onwards, from here and onwards, you don't have to worry about like multiple guns. It's pretty much all gonna be the same gun multiple times, if that makes sense. Like no big gun, small gun, just it's all gonna be the same gun more or less, like one gun type. Um, but yeah, it's like let's take the 84 here for a second. Um, it's air brakes is the one thing that immediately comes to mind all the time, but that's why I say it constantly. It's like air brakes is super important because you're not going to be quick slowing down, and jets are jets are hard to get. Early jets are hard to get up into speed, and jets are hard to get down into speed. So, obviously, also really at that. I mean, hopefully at that point, or hopefully you have your what's it called, your things in order. Flaps are a lot less important, I feel, especially since like combat flaps pretty much disappear from a certain point onwards. So, and nobody really uses flaps, especially towards later on when you start getting like modes to control much better. Um, so really, right from the get go, it's more or less the same controls. You don't need to worry about things. But it's like you know it's basically after the early jets, that's when you start having to face a lot of more and more and more stuff to come up. Um, true. I mean, they have been. I will say they have been nerfing the 50. I mean, they've many years ago the 50 cals were super deadly, and then they changed them and they nerfed them and nerfed them and nerfed them, and now they're not very strong. Uh, you definitely want cannons, and I mean, obviously, you look at the F-86, the F-2 already gets cannons. The 109, the naval fighters already get cannons early on. Like the 50 cals, they stop here basically, and so you're fine. It's a bit of a problem early on, but then no worries about that. But really, the thing to worry out about is like when you start getting to stuff like the Starfighter and the I don't think the F-2 gets them, no, but stuff like the F-100D. That's when you start seeing, first off, you start seeing bombs and rockets where you can use the internal. I want to say the F-100D, for instance, has a computer. But you start seeing. Oh, it does not. Oh no, it does have a CCRP. So you have to start. You have to figure out the key bind or have to set up the key binding for it because I don't think it is set automatically. Oh, where is that? That's actually a different there. Where is that? That's under, I think it's under radar and control. That's also another thing you want to set up, but that's only when radar starts coming up for real, and that's a while, but that's still a good idea to get down, like, start to looking at and thinking, okay, where can I start placing buttons? Like, okay, where can I place my lock radar? Because that's going to be used a lot, and all that other stuff. But yeah, where is it? Also, countermeasures also another one of those far off, but it's still nice to be like, okay, I know where I can put it to quickly do it. Like it's all those things where you have to sort of look ahead in time and think, okay, where would that be comfortable to have it? Like I have an air-to-air missiles on my middle mouse button because obviously being used so much, for instance. Um, oh, uh, honestly, I very much again depending on the plane, because there's a world difference between, say, a twin Mustang to a normal Mustang to a Bearcat or Tiger Cat or a Bearcat, or even something like well, obviously a Sky Raider is not even same thing, but I'm trying to remember. It's been a hot minute, if I'm going to be honest, since I last played like Brown This BR and American Air, because as you say, those 50 cals, they aren't really that powerful anymore. They are a little bit to play with, but I should have a low tier. I do have my F5U, but I mean, you have to side climb. Like the number one rule with American fighters is always side climb. It's you're probably not gonna have the best. You're not gonna have the climb rate over the other people you're gonna face. You know, like take the Mustang. You have a where is it? Oh my god. They changed this thing, so now it's a lot more difficult for me to figure out where the hell it is. It's not even on there? Really? Oh, no, there it is. You have a climb rate of 22.7 meters a second. That's fine. But then you look at stuff like the German BF-109 or Focke-Wulf. That's going to be the main thing you're going to look at. Like a K4. Let's take a classic K4. That has a climb rate of... Oh, it actually has a slower climb rate. Oh, okay, it's not upgraded. I'm thinking about it. Mine's not completely upgraded at all. Like, it doesn't have the fuel injections that gives it that little bit extra. But, yeah, you're looking at 2.4. That's starting to climb up into there. But where was it? Is it? I can't remember. Is it this one that has a pretty... No, that's even worse climb rate. Wow. Man, I might just miss it. I am probably misremembering something on that front. But, I mean, you look at Spitfires, you look at the FL Mark 9, you're looking at 31%, 31 climb rate. You're looking at the Italian. Oh my god, the Italians. You're looking at G55. You're looking at, okay, only 15? 12? That's something not quite right there from what I remember. Anyways, good climbers. They're fast. They're incredibly agile. I'm not even gonna get started on any of the Japanese planes that are just fucking amazing. Especially its turns and shit, just killers. So you do really have to again, you fly out into the side, you climb as high as you can, and you have to keep powering enemies because you got the power. Like all the American fighters, all of the American engines are great. They're not none of the American fighters have an underpowered engine. They're all incredibly powerful engines they have in them. Like even as you look at like Russian stuff, for instance, like Russian stuff keeps themselves low. I mean, they might go high, but like most of their engines are on the weaker end, where you're only looking at where you might see the top speed goes that high, but it's not really going to go that high. So again, you go high, dive in low, use the power. At least from what I remember when I played a lot. Granted, it's been a while. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's. I think that's the typical thing. And then again, it's learn your plane, learn the thing you're flying specifically in that case, and know okay, that's how it works. Like obviously, again, when you look at these, you look at the naval fighters, you're looking at cannons instead of just 50 cals. I think yeah. Well, obviously Mark III's over here, which means they're even better, kind of. So. Oh man, it's kind of weird how much of a difference there is between like prop planes and even early prop planes to mid prop planes to late prop planes to early jets to mid jets to late jets. Hey, that's partly why I'm here, is to both entertain and hopefully also inform a little bit. And I know it's not like groundbreaking stuff, but I still think it's nice. It's good to have the general understanding of like, okay, what is a good idea to do with it? Good idea around this thing, because I know it took me a fucking long time to understand that. Hey, go around the side, like don't go into the fray. Don't expect you to outturn these guys because you're not. You're playing the Mustang. You're not going to be able to outturn everybody. So don't try to set yourself up for that. Set yourself up and use the strength, which is have an incredibly powerful engine, and you can dive pretty well. Not the best, granted, but pretty well. But as long as you play to your strengths, all of your strengths, somebody who might be better at a dive might not be that good at climbing, versus somebody who might be good at climbing might be a shit diver, and ooh, that might be really good to turn, but you can just fly away, You can literally just say, hey, I don't want to engage you right now, and just leave. And yeah, like that was the thing that I discovered when I finally being able to start beating the Zeros, because that was a big problem for me, was like, excellent turn, but their engines are on the smaller end of things, so they aren't that powerful. Also, their guns suck, but that's a different thing. That's just their 20s being not that good. uh, and so yeah, and hopefully also you're having a good, let's call it a good time with the recent patch, because it's been a little bit wonky. It's been a little bit wonky for me at least, because it's been well, okay, that's more server side things issues, but there's been a couple of hiccups. Also, one time with the update, or I suppose it update didn't really download until late at night, so that was fun. But I do like playing this video game. Sad to say. uh, yes, yes. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, granted, it's a lot better, I think, in comparison to tanks, where people will go, "Oh, you know, hey, this is a favorite of mine. This is something I quite like," and then go in for that, and hell yeah, why not? And yeah, I mean, I would say both of those planes, like the P-30 is great, and the Fucker Wolf obviously is also very very great. It's very good. Um, Again, because you know they're very archetypical towards the strengths of their nations. Like you have the Fucker Wolves, where German firepower, amazing firepower. I mean, they get long and short 30s, they get 20s out the wazoo. They get a shit ton of 15 millimeters, which is basically their 50 cals, but you know a little bit bigger, which means they have a little bit more of a stuffing, you know, a little bit more explosive to them. So like they got firepower down, they got high flyers down. Their climbing is a little bit shit, and their turning is a little bit shit. But again, that's the thing. But they're good sustained climber, I would say, though. Like they can. Uh, yes, they're really good at that. Ooh. Sorry about that. I try to keep things at 500 because I've been used to 500 now for a while, but I think it's more up to taste more than anything else, if I'm quite honest, because like you know, it's not always going to be the same range you're going to be fighting enemies, like and again, that's another great thing with the P-38 is the fact that since all the guns are so close in together with say something like the P-38, you have a much easier time with the with the distance of them versus, yeah, say something like a fucking wolf. But I would say, like, if you find yourself very often within a certain range, like 300, and you like that, and then yeah, keep that. I keep mine at 500 and not really change it from there, even though it's probably because I play more jets, and jets tend to have only one gun. So, but yeah, ooh, sorry. Ooh. Not taking that, well, shouldn't have stayed so long in that engagement. Oh, and also, well, I mean, it's more important for jets, I find, to have the vertical, what the hell is it called? It's not vertical deviate, it's the now I can't remember the name of it, but where it sets to the vertical slice of it, where it's the range is also set to the vertical side of things, so it it shoots up and then hits the where is it? Vertical targeting, yeah. Like that's, I would say it's not as important for props because you are a bit slower, but for jets it's much more important. But yeah, um, but obviously like 800 is too far. Obviously, I have seen a couple of people being like, oh, you know, you gotta do 800. But I mean, how many times are you gonna be able to hit stuff at 800? I not very often, I find, or at least not. You're not gonna have great shots at that distance. So why are you trying to aim for that? You know. Like you do kind of want that tight grouping where you're very sure you can hit a guy. Like it would be nice if I could hit him further out, but you know, I'm placing my bets to where I'm best at, and yeah. Hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. It does freeze up a little bit when I check something. Oh, really? Hold on. That just because? Oh, okay, that's just because. Yes. When I check things, because my YouTube has been a little bit fucky recently. So, well, not fucky. It's just been more YouTube, but very much not a platform that likes to be streamed on. Much more like to be uploaded with YouTube videos. Yeah. uh, but yeah, so yeah, you're. I think you're a good place. Like, and I mean, yeah, it's. I'm happy to hear that you did go with the easier, and I do mean that like a general thought of like an easier tech tree. Um, used to. I used to play a lot of Arma back in the day. Well, I used to play a fair amount of Arma and Daisy and shit like that back in the day. I play a little bit of oh god, what is it called now? It's the Reforger. A fair bit of Reforger, but right now I'm trying to I'm like mainly just waiting for parts to come in for my PC because my PC is kind of old at this point, and I can feel it, especially in Arma and stuff like that, in Arma Reforger and stuff like that, where it really is like kind of dragging its teeth a bit. Um, so I'm trying to keep myself to other games where I know I can have a much better, much nicer time, you know. But still, you know, I still look at it, and I still kind of can't wait until I can kind of get back into it a little bit again. Because it is very fun. I mean, it depends on which server, obviously, and you have good people around you. Because you know, obviously, if you have shit people around you, it is like pulling teeth. You know, like it is not as fun. Like no matter how many awesome moments you see on YouTube, it's like if you you know, it's just those few people that can just really ruin things. Ooh, you did the dum. Did the dum thing. Come on. Yes. Yes. There you go. Yeah, but again, that's why it's great that you're playing Americans also, because one of the really great things about Americans is they have a lot of ammunition for their guns, which, you know, allows you to be a lot more wasteful. You know, you can be a lot more wasteful. You can panic shoot a lot more, and you can train yourself to shoot less. I would say my shot placement and aim is kind of shit, especially with these 20 mils or 23 mils. I don't like these 23 mils. So that's why like American and 50 cals are great for that. Where I mean, sure they don't do a lot of damage, but they do kind of teach you nicely about like a trigger discipline and really like getting that down to a fine crisp of like, okay, I should wait, and like pretty sure I can hit him now, you know. Because obviously, like the better you become, the more chances you get at shooting at a guy, you know. And just, you know, every time you have a better chance of shooting at somebody, the better it becomes. Shouldn't have shot that missile on my guy. Now he's not gonna hit. 25. I want to get him. This is not good. I have to kind of just. Yeah. That's not good. Oh well. That happens. Oh god. Oh wow. Sorry, just a little bit something got stuck in my throat. Huh. Uh incredibly fast, incredibly fast. And again, actually it's quite funny how these games are so fast that you can technically bring I did bring a guy in, I think in Friday, last stream Friday, or the last Friday when I streamed. I had a guy with me playing Jets where he was in a prop. He was also actually fun enough at tier 4. I think it was tier 4 with China, I would say, actually. And we brought him into a couple of like, well, okay, not, you know, not high tier jet games, but sort of lower tier jet games. And he did all right, actually. He got a couple of kills, and that really, like, he got some serious boost on his research for that, which is really funny. Just because they're so much faster games, in a way where, yeah, he doesn't have to do a lot, but just because he can get through a lot of games, it adds up. It's just one of those funny things. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Um, should I? Nah, because I mean, obviously, like any person who's been playing shooters, I've also been playing. Well, I haven't. It's been a while since I last played, but I played also a fair amount of Tarkov. But you know, who hasn't? And that's well, granted, that's a game where you just sort of go, okay, this is enough. The stress a bit too much now, or it doesn't work quite well. I'm gonna let off the brakes. Oh shit! Oh, and by the way, thank you, El Gato, Gato. What the fuck? I'm even trying to learn Spanish. Like, God forsaken. But gotta remember to say thanks, because it does mean something. It really does mean something. Because again, it is that seal of I like your cut, G. It is that seal of, you know, appreciation, which is always nice. What the hell was I thinking about? Or going off on a tangent. Yes, played well, not recently, a couple of when the big thing came out for Tarkov, and doesn't really work too great anymore. Again, easy, old, can't really play it well. So same thing actually with quite a few video games. That way I kind of know when a developer's good versus a developer's bad, because if the game is running well on my PC, it's a good game. If it doesn't run well, it's not a very good game. Like Baldur's Gate 3 ran well. Ding. What's it called? Not Skyfall, Titanfall. No, not Titanfall. Come on, it's Starfield. So forgettable. Run absolutely horribly. That game. So yeah, I kind of have my system like that. Ooh. Might be a little bit too much for me to go in this quick, but if I can catch this guy off guard, if he isn't gonna see this coming, that's just gonna be like an easy free kill for me. Oh, he's not gonna see it. And oh, went off towards the sun. That's another thing that even at like top tier you still kind of have to be worried about, is that if he's at all like next to the sun, I mean the sun is just the biggest. Just gonna go for the sun. Even the top highest IR missile in game is still gonna go for the sun. Which is, it is funny how it is like that. Did he die? No, he did not die. That was actually really weird. See, that's what I'm talking about. The patch is a little bit weird. It has been a little bit weird, but I'll say it isn't surprising to me that it has been a little bit weird. Come on, no. Ah, come on. I really shouldn't be doing this, actually, but this guy has been annoying me. I have wasted 2 missiles on him. Now I'm gonna do this, and he's not even gonna see it coming. Oh, he went off on the missile. I'm lucky. I'm so lucky. Oh, what can you do? What can you do? Well, that was close. I guess that paid back that paid back in spades, or paid back at least a little bit. Tiny bit. It does mean I have to engage more of my guns, which means a lot more missing. Well, not a lot more missing, but some more missing. At least a lot more stuff getting done, which sucks. I do like getting stuff. Let's see. Oh, he actually is going in. No. That is an A10. I actually really want that A10 to be gone because he has those AIM-9Ls. And AIM-9Ls are quite dangerous. Did not actually expect him to actually... Because typically what they would do is they would go inside. You know, they would... Oh, fuck. So I'm not gonna survive this. Because again, he's just got that more momentum, but he did miss... Yeah, that is why it's actually really important, even at high tier, to still practice your gun aim, because If that guy had just a little bit better aim, a little bit better trigger discipline, I would have been dead. Like, there's no doubt about it in my mind. Like, I would have been dead by that because he got me in. He got me into within 5k, or not 5k, but like within 0.5k. And I was, maybe I was going slow in comparison to him. Oh wow, nice. Uh, like, sure, missiles gonna make some stuff easy, but still good to train those things. uh, and I mean, granted, my guns are shit, but his guns are pretty good. His guns are actually really good. And also, again, it has the American advantage of just having a lot of ammunition for him. I think I'm gonna go back to base, even though I haven't gotten anything. Just, oh, never mind, that's the game. Easy. uh, oh shit, he actually got it with an E. Just an AIM-7E, a radar missile. Actually, I will take out the... What the hell is it called now? The F4EJ. I think I'll do that because that is a really good indicator of like really early jets, like early jet radar and early jet missiles, to sort of give a better picture of like what are you gonna first experience more than anything. Especially since if you're grinding America, like the first radar set and missile package you're gonna get is probably gonna be the Phantom. Like either gonna be the Phantom or maybe the Crusader, but the Crusader is more the radar is tiny. It's a lot more just you put it has a box in front of it, you put a jet inside of it, and if it locks on, then you can fire an AIM-9 but a radar guided AIM-9 at them. So it's not, it's a lot of the same, but really it's more like the action, like typical radar missile radar fighting. Where is it? There you are, Thailand. Sorry. Oh, Thailand, Japan. Ah. But yeah, it's especially like early radar sets can't look down, for instance, or it can't. There's a lot of ground clutter. It's gonna see the ground clutter. It's gonna blind it. It's gonna go, ooh, I can't see you. Uh, Later radars will have pulse Doppler. There you go. So it will have different difficulties of like having to view the target in difference to the ground, and obviously if you can then work with that, then you can become not invisible per se, like completely invisible, but hard enough to where the coordinates would be corrupted enough, or certainly they wouldn't get an accurate enough precision onto it, so it'll miss, like, because it is quite hard to stay off the entire time. That's why you do kind of, when you notch, you kind of you go equal to the ground, like, you face that way, so it looks like you're standing still, and then you're firing off a bunch of chaff to sort of go, hey, look at this instead. And that's the entire, yeah. 70s. Like, these are pretty bad, but still an early enough BR where not a lot of people really know what to do, so yeah, it can work. Oh god, now something again. Damn. God, people say that, but I mean, we all kind of know what you do. What you do? What you did was you shit talked a moderator. You said, "Hey," and then and then whatever gets underneath their skin, and that gets you that banned. Because really, nothing else is gonna get your chat banned, really, unless of course they're friends with them. It's that typical thing. Which is pretty funny to me, especially since, like, okay, you get caught with something where it's like, okay, it's not a moderator or anything like that. It's just going to be, oh, here's a 24-hour ban, or oh, here's actually a day's or a 3-day ban, maybe even. But if you do something to a moderator, 3 months. I once called a moderator an idiot because he was complaining about an air map, and I kind of went, hey, my guy, it's literally just air. Like, there's not that much difference. And yeah, I got chat banned for a month for calling him an idiot, which I would say is quite thin-skinned. What can you do? well, you could do better. Give him one of these. That will hopefully tear it off. Yeah, radar right now isn't tracking well enough for me to actually fire it off. That's why it's still white. If it has a good enough track to where it will catch onto the signals towards the plane, it'll then go red, obviously. Like an IR. I think in this case, it is just, yeah, as you can see when I zoom in, the circle is like not quite there. It's almost there, so it almost has a complete, or at least a high enough one to actually hit. I actually don't know if this actually is a plane or what it is, because it is flying away, which is kind of weird. Granted, it probably actually is like a MiG-25. They're stupidly fast, and they like to stay up high. But if it is that, I think he should be going away from me faster. So, I don't know. I'm kind of playing this a little bit more stupid than I normally would because I am trying to. I really want to show off like early radar missile because you know it's to me it's interesting and it's something that a lot of people are going to be experiencing. You know, and it's not going to be the fine-tuned like awesome thing that you see on like YouTube when it's like a modern jet or something like that. Like it's like the more dirty version like this. Let me make sure to drop this thing. Where is he? That's not him. That's not him. Yeah. Now it just kind of bounced off the chaff a bunch and I lost him. I should have paid attention there. I kind of got the better of me and I went looking at the radar the entire time instead of actually looking at the guy for a bit. We'll see. Yep. Oh. Oh, that's no good. That's right, I'm out of them. I was a tornado. That is actually really funny to me because the tornado is so much better. Like, that's a whole BR above me. That is actually fun. I was actually in a radar fight with a plane that's so much better than me. That's funny. Again, I think that's also a thing to note is like if you're trying to force yourself into doing something that's not natural towards the way you would do things, I think you would play a lot worse. Like if your instincts is telling you something or you know the general sense of things, if you're like you're playing against that, you're probably gonna play not as well. I think that's also something to note. And that's totally not an excuse for me playing like shit. uh Checking that. Is this doing well? Is it holding itself together? Yes, I think. Yeah. Yes. All right. Cool. Sorry. Just wanted to. Again, I just wanted to make sure because it was. No, I accidentally hit my. All right, it's gonna start itself real quick here. Now I'm gonna have to quit it. I think I hit my Da Vinci, my Da Vinci, which is. It's the program I'm trying to learn. I mean, granted, it's not like there's, there is sort of an overall uniformity to most programs these days, but it's more like key binding and so on and so forth, like where to find things are sometimes very different. And it can be a little bit difficult, certainly interesting to try and learn in comparison. Da Vinci, quit Da Vinci. Also helps that I'm not having my external drive, which I use as my storage place for videos and such. For editing, because again, my PC is old and I already have it full of drives. It's being used for other stuff. So I'm in a funky state with that. But luckily enough, like it's a relatively modern external drive, so it's it's reasonably fast. It's reasonably fine at its job. I remember having like old school external drives that requires like multiple USB connections, and they're still just slow as hell. God damn. Oh god, I'm so grateful I have it. And but yeah, God, it's fun. It's very fun to like. It's scary to do editing, especially when you start off and you look at it and all the things are so complicated. Well, it's not complicated, but it's like it's daunting. It's a big task because you know it's not there yet. You have a bunch of pieces, but you have to put it all together. The only thing right now is the thing that's inside your head. Like, the director is sitting here trying to piece it all together with with the tools he has. Alright, I think I can probably reach. Never mind. Granted, that can happen too. Ooh. Actually, I might give it a little bit more of a berth. I think that will kill him. That will kill him, yeah? Oh, yeah, that will kill him. Oh, but you don't have any guns. Yeah, those guns suck. The J37 has terrible guns because no tracer, it's 35, but it's low velocity 35s. They suck. They're terrible. I hate those guns so goddamn much. So, it's an ML. Nice, nice. Those are dangerous. I'm fine. I'm fine with killing an ML. I would have wished I got more, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, and especially when I really want to use one particular aspect of the plane. I'm being quite unsure if I'm going to be able to kill stuff, which can happen. Especially with the missiles, because they're not, again, they don't pull off immediately. It take a while before they're going to activate and then finally start pulling after targets, so you do kind of have to work against that. Anyways, I'm going to go back to my J11B grinding to my J15T grinding. Just because I think it would be cool for me to get down to it. Alright. Cool. Alright, cool. It is 11:0. Oh, sorry, 11:07. Not 11:0, because that would be, a lot lower, but yeah. Since there's an ML and MLDs, it's 11:07. And also, since I'm 11 or 10:7, it can't reach as 12:0, so. There's a lot to explain my mispronunciation, or misspeak. It's funny how, I mean, I used to take the piss, a lot of the piss, out of somebody like XQC and shit, but it kind of is difficult to talk in a lot of ways when you are on the point, and especially when you're kind of maybe a little bit tired after a day's work, and you have to sort of think about multiple things at the same time. You have to play, you have to think, about what you're saying, and yeah, you have to say it correctly. Like that's such a weird thing to think about having to formulate, but you kind of have to do because you are more on the spot. You know, you're the guy with the microphone in the hand, not another person in the crowd where you can be a little bit less aware of what you're saying. Because again, you're just shouting with the crowd. You're not shouting. You're not talking to the crowd. Um, being a lot less reformed. I wouldn't necessarily say what I'm saying or talking is particularly reformed or anything like that. But again, it's more just that feeling of being a little bit more in the spot. I think the spotlight's staring at you, and you kind of, you don't want to put the wrong foot forward ever. Like you don't want to fake yourself, but you also don't want to make a fool of yourself. You want to protect yourself, but you also don't want to be inauthentic. I feel. E. uh. I don't know. I think tomorrow I might stream. I might either stream earlier or later. It all is depending on how I'm feeling. Essentially, when I come home, which is such a weird thing to say. But oh, he's really just gonna go for a base, isn't he? Gonna punish you for that. You're literally a fighter. Why are you going for bases? It's a bitch-mate move. Not gonna lie. Like you're literally. It's like using a top-tier sports car to go after groceries, or like trying to haul shit. It's like it's not at all made to do that. You could, in theory, do it, but it's not gonna work terribly well, you know. Cool. Oh, sick. That was awesome. Yeah, rank does not matter. Oof. God, that felt great. Penis. Forgot about the... Sometimes I do keep forgetting... Well, not keep, but like... In those split seconds where you kind of have to line up your shot correctly, you might sometimes forget sort of the peculiarities of, say, your gun that you're currently having. They're currently using over what you might typically be using or something like that, where, okay, actually, no, there is a bit of a more dip to things than you're at normally. He's dead. No, he's not dead. He managed to flare it. Okay. Okay. It's a bit weird. I did flare, I did whatever. Again, it is also a case of it is a random number generator sometimes that dictates how things are going to go. And in that case, I fired off a missile and I was pretty close to that guy. I was ahead of him, that was going for him. And then it probably saw the missile he fired off and then veered off, and that just happened. And here I flared, but it didn't go for my flares and it just went straight for me. Sometimes it just happens. And you can be mad about it, or you can just go, that's the number generation happening, There's nothing else you can do about it. I mean, I can be annoyed. I am annoyed. I won't ignore the feelings of being a bit perturbed and a bit annoyed at things that are happening that is detrimental. But I'm not going to be mad. There's a lot of other stuff to be mad about. There's a lot of other stuff you can. There's so much else you can spend that energy on, but not so much a random number generator giving you a bad game, or even just not as good of a game as you want it to be. But I did get a pretty cool shot, which is so nice. That was so nice. I love it. I love those type of shots where you can, like, it's a snapshot of, like, especially with these guns, because they aren't, like, the easier they are, like, the less wow feeling there is. But if they are kind of a bit more difficult, or a bit, they have a bit more of a quirks to them, they all of a sudden become a little bit more cool and a little bit more wow, a little bit more special, Like, if you do the same kind of trick shot with, say, like 37mm or 40mm, like, that shit will be bonkers. Yeah, it'll be real good. that's definitely something to aim for, I feel. Though I will say there's, and also again there's also a difference between like props and jets, because obviously jets are a lot faster and a lot more, but props is still, there's still that thing to them where there's a lot of setup and a lot more conservative, could a lot more focus on conserving energy, because obviously if you don't, you'll just fall out of the sky. Like jets are so good at gaining and constantly gaining speed and constantly gaining energy that you can be less worried about losing energy, but uh, or conserving some of that energy. But still, you still kind of have to be on top of it, because otherwise you're gonna end up in a situation where you might be the much faster plane but a slower plane, because he kept his speed and his energy for much longer. He can then kill you because he got that speed advantage over you for that short of time, and it was enough time for him to get a kill shot on you. That happens. It happens to me both as the killer and the killed. And you look at it, you kind of go, well, how the hell can he get so close? Well, there's your answer. Just preserve that energy much better than you, and is able to use it. Ooh. 105. He has a. Oh. Ah, it always feels so nice when you do that. They successful. I went too far. I shouldn't have stayed in that. I should have. And again, that's another part of it. You become addicted to it. You kind of want to, oh, I can get another one. If I just stay in a little bit longer, I get my shot a little bit better, I might hit him, and then I can pull out. But if you don't pull out, that's going to happen, and he's just going to gun you down, you know? Or you're going to crash or something else. Like, you just become too addicted or too, again, tunnel visioning in on it. Being able to break it off and say, not now, or bad call. God, is that such an important thing? Like, that is so important to learn. Holy hell. Just having discipline and learning when to do stuff and when not to do stuff and not to get pulled into things is just so important. Like, I mean, not just in real life, or not just in game, but also in real life. Like, just having that ability to just say, you know what, no, I'm not gonna do that, or no, I'm not interested. My God, I think it will make the world a little bit better place. Certainly make a lot of people's lives a little bit easier. Ooh. That can allow me to stretch just a little bit at the beginning. Hmm. Yeah, it is midnight. It is midnight. I did the. I was debating on myself if I wanted to do it today too, or if I was gonna wait and just do it tomorrow instead. Um, because I still haven't found my schedule. I still haven't found my rhythm. But I do think I'm gonna keep myself to the weekdays and keep weekends to myself, like that sort of rhythm to it. Even though it is kind of counterproductive in a way, because a lot of people have more free time. But on the flip side, I do also feel like a lot of people would rather want to watch games when they themselves are busy with other things. And I think in the weekends, a lot more people have time just to play video games. And I think it will be silly to watch. I mean, I think it's silly to watch games when you're playing games, or watch games when you could be playing games, unless of course it's something more special. If it's specifically because of personality or because it's an event, makes sense. But like in general, it's just, I'd much rather than just be playing it. Of course, unless I'm super not good in it and I want to learn, or something like that. A reason that would keep me away from playing it more so than me getting to watching it. Um, so yeah, I think I might keep myself to the weekdays, and I might cut it down to like a certain number, like a certain days, like maybe like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe like a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that. Like having like a day off in between all those, or maybe just having all weekdays on and then just having it a bit shorter, and then having it like that, because I don't know, like I don't like starting it is in a way harder than having it running for a bit. Like there's like it becomes hard to set it up and start it and then gaining gaining that energy and gaining that um not passion but just like that sort of willingness and want to do it. Having to gain that up and then blowing it out, pushing it out there is then becomes easier because then you have some energy and you have some game and you have some stuff going on and yes, 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 yeah. And then obviously over time, then it become more and more tired as time progresses and you sort of you are on for longer and longer, um, talking, thinking, feeling, all the goods, all the good stuff. If that isn't the yes. Do that. Oh, do that too, because I know you have a couple of missiles too up your ass or up your shelf. Also know you can actually keep energy incredibly well. That is a bit of a thing. On the flip side, I am a supersonic, you're not. So I can literally just run away. It was a bad engagement for me, or at least like the last part of it was a bad engagement. I can run away. Look at that in F5. Oh, tasty little F5. You all went for the F5 instead. It means I will use a bunch of energy to turn around real quick. Because now you're focused so much on the F5 that I can... really do kind of have to train yourself into like... No, just keep straight. What he is gonna do is he's gonna... Yeah, I knew it. You're gonna panic shoot. Well, you're not gonna panic shoot so much, but you're gonna try and like aim up and I gain, immediately just start gaining a lot. And yeah, that's either 3 or 4. I kind of forgot to count for a sec. It kind of sucks though when they have not very terrible, when you're not very great with guns and you're fighting against like an alpha jet that's so goddamn maneuverable at low speed. Well, relatively low speed, I should say. I might pull my maps here. Trying to just gain that little bit of extra turn. Let's pull down the engines just a little bit. Oh, he actually got hit. Absolute penis. That's fast enough. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the J-37 did not fuck it up for me that time. That happens. It happens. It happens. Or a teammate gets like the same idea and they'll try it, but they fuck up, so that makes the enemy aware. Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't remember. I don't think. Yeah, no, that's just fuel. Yeah, I don't think the. I don't think the Chinese ones. I don't think they get that extra. No, wait, no, that's not even on the MiG-20. That's on the MiG-23, not the MiG-21. Because they get like an additional flare pack underneath it, underneath it, instead of both 2 on top and 1 underneath. Is that it? Oh, it's just a guy crashing. Yeah. I'm just gonna go back. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back and land and rearm just because I do kind of want more missiles. And yeah, I might as well have to burn over there a little bit at least. The engines are getting hot though, which is a problem with this plane with the J70. Its engines will overheat itself, especially if you have to burn, of course. But even just in general use, it will like slowly overheat itself. Like you have to keep it just a little bit lower than 100 thrust, so it can cool down a bit. Especially, it's especially annoying, of course, over time because it doesn't dissipate. The first time is the one that takes the longest, and then after that, it's much easier for it to overheat itself. So, do you wonder what that's called? Like that ability to where if something gets heated up and then cooled down, it's like it's quicker than to heat up at the second time and third time, fourth time, like right afterwards, than you know than the first time. Probably has a name. Probably very fascinating, but didn't listen. That would have want to be one of those cool things to read up on and learn, and just kind of understand because it seems, in a certain way, it seems like magic when when stuff like that happens, and with magnets and magma and plasma and all that other stuff that sort of kind of breaks the general foundation of like how you understand things. Like how gravity works and stuff like that. Like you expect things to always do the same thing, but there's a few things that work completely differently and change how prospects are and stuff. Like, yeah, it's like the realization that technically water isn't actually very good at transferring electricity. It's all the minerals and all that other stuff that's typically in water that actually is very good at it, and that's why it does. So if you have like completely like cleansed fine water, completely mineralless water, then yeah, it's not actually conductive. I could do the trick of Jing out and then switching and then going back in immediately. That way you have to not wait for fuel and rearm, but it's quick and I am lazy. Plus, I think it's more fun this way. It's not necessarily more and more fun, but it's just it is what it is. Uh, I'm in no hurry. 2 guys left, but it's a big map, and I don't have the best scouting capabilities in this thing, so I'm not gonna be able to find them like quick. Might as well take my time with it. You got way better planes up there looking for them. I got MiG 25. Look at us, Sue. Overwatch is probably a little bit better, but let's see, a MiG 23, a J37, F5. F5 is probably about the same for me. But still, my point is, much better scouters are out looking. Can't find them. Or at least not for now. Might as well, take my time. No rush, no hurrying, no nothing. I already have I have a single kill, but gotta look at the positives for this one. And honestly, as long as you get something done, you can't complain too hard. Gotta have a positive. Better to look at it positively than negatively, because there's a lot more things to look at things negatively, and you're gonna look at things negatively. So why not positive? Even got up to open my window so I can get a cool, fresh night air. There's gonna be a couple of bugs coming in, though, I almost guarantee it, but I'll deal with it when it comes. Skibidi. Sorry about that. again, it's a little bit over midnight, and I've been at work and gotta go to work tomorrow or today technically too. So gonna blame it on that. I have kind of bad sleep cycles, so kind of a little bit of everything's playing a very good game. Let's make 25. Where all are at? Hmm. Silver. Oh, thank God you did that. Let's see. Oh, there he is. There's an F5. There's the F5. Where's that? That is off his secondary airfield. Cool. I could allow myself to afterburn just a little bit. Gain a little bit of speed. We still have my drop tank and everything, so. But again, it's the temperature I'm most worried about here now, because again, it's each time it becomes a little bit quicker to heat up. It goes a little bit faster. Burns up a little bit more, a little bit worse. I think he's actually just gonna get killed by that MiG-23. He's gonna come on down. He's gonna fire an R-24R, I'm gonna guess, and he's gonna get a kill, and then, oops, and then that's gonna be that for that guy, and then we're just gonna wait until we spot the other guy. Actually went down low with him. Wow, would have stayed up high and locked him on with radar and fired a radar on him, especially from on above, because there's not much you can do then. Because you know you can stay close to the ground, but since he's on above, like it's not gonna be any change really. Obviously, you really don't want to be in a dogfight with an F5, obviously. So you want to stay away from doing that as much as possible. All right. Oh no, that was objective, not an actual guy. And he died. Oh, he actually took the 23 with him, but the F-104 got him. Hmm. But yeah, now it's just, oh, he's back there. Wish I'd seen him on the way over, but then again, he is far out there, and I mean, this radar isn't really for looking for people at a long distance, across a broad horizon. It's much more like you generally know where the bomber group is. So this radar is much more for like helping your arms to guide towards the bombers, less than you finding the bombers in the first place. Like that's what the MiG-21 originally for. That it's an interceptor basically. You know, it's bread and blood. You know what it was originally made for is an interceptor, and then sort of from then on it sort of got pressed into more and more roles. Kind of more, you know, as a pseudo multi-role plane essentially, which it's kind of crazy to think like that they managed to do that. But I mean, then again, it's this, you know, it's the same thing that got the F-104 into a multi-role. Not very well, of course, but still. Necessity breeds innovation, even if said innovation isn't as innovative as you want it to be. Sorry, I feel like I have like a lot more going on with my mouth today than normal. Don't know why. Hopefully it doesn't mean I'm, you know, I hope it doesn't mean like I'm getting sick or anything like that. It's just, it's crazy to me. This is strange. This is absolutely strange. I'm literally just waiting for, literally just waiting for this. Oh, there it is. Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. That explains a few things. Certainly how fast he was going, and also kind of where he was. Because again, when it's those red breaks, it's like, okay, where specifically does that mean he is at? You can't be quite sure, you know. Obviously, like you're trying to guesstimate as best as possible, like where ish he could be at. So you kind of go in general direction off the red bar, but you're not quite sure if it's like if he's like literally just riding the line here and then turning in, and then that switches over, or what. If he actually is inside here. Say. Fire up a super early one. Because I'm pretty sure that like, yeah. Yeah, I gotta finish off. Gonna... Probably like the best case scenario for me. Hey, that final blow. Oh man, that was nice. That's nice. High performance. Yeah, just 50k away. I think I'll certainly continue until I get the J11B, and then I don't know. It feels like if I'm up to anything, I probably might place a little bit of ground because I might feel the need, not necessarily the need for it, but just sort of a little bit of a fresher on that. Because yeah, but but yeah, I don't want to pull this one too long because I do feel a little bit tired, and I also know that like I don't want to bury myself underneath something, especially now that I know I have done at least a little bit something, a little bit of something. I feel a little bit of that fulfillment of like, good job. um, and I think in a way that's kind of what people, I kind of expect that's why some people at least make some stuff is for that nice fulfilling feeling of okay, you've done something, you have brought something into this world that wasn't there when you didn't do it, you know. Even if it's something as little as just like trying to explain something about a video game to somebody else, it is still that feeling of a information had been shared between from this to that, and then also of course getting a subscriber to my YouTube. It's great. That's awesome. I mean, that's another one to my single digit channel. It's great. Especially if it comes from a place like that where it's a human being who has interests in the things you do. That's what you want. No dead channels, no nothing of that sense, no bots, no nothing. Just honest, pure. Like you want a low, but you want a low good number rather than a high fake number, a high bad number. I feel like you would much rather want like a good low number. Like if again, having I would say obviously having like 10,000 maybe isn't super a whole lot, I think, to a lot of people, but it's still a decent chunk. But I would take 1,000 who is who I know is are interested in what I'm doing and like what I'm doing, and there, or not necessarily just there, but like they like my stuff, and then a good chance they will watch it if it's good. That's all you can ask for, instead of like a 10,000 where a good majority of those might not be ever real. So it's like, eh. Like, it's like that thing when you go into like a supposed high number stream, but the chat is relatively slow, and you're like, well, this doesn't make sense. I mean, sure, not everybody's going to be chatting, but there's a certain percentage of people that's very chatty, and if that percentage isn't onto the level of the number of people there, then that sets off alarm bells in people's brain. Where they kind of go, well, this is wrong. This is off. Uh, on. Eight. Well, I mean, he is slowing himself down for me, so that's fine. Because he want to bomb base. I think that's what he's trying to do. Yeah. Let's go up high. Gonna come down. He did the really dumb thing because he should have just extended. Like, he really should have just extended. I fucked up. I shouldn't actually have gone for that, but you know what? I got him. Uh, I guess I just got a little bit annoyed there. Just like a little bit annoyed that I fucked myself over there, and I I should have just gone full power immediately, and again that recognition of this is not actually a good one. This is not actually a good one. Like it's kind of playing it inside your head, but you're not really listening to it because the kill is right there. I think I will take, since I have to wait for it, I will take a game in my JF-17. I do like it. I do like it. It's a lot different. Like, not that much, because it is still like a light fighter. A light multi-role, like an F-16 or a MiG-21. But with a way way better package in both an RWR, in radar, in its armaments. Though it's still using the same shitty 23, but I can take that as long as it has better armaments in different ways, and since it still stays the same. I mean, it's still the same fundamentals. It's still the same distances. Speed relative to the distance of where you have to shoot to get a good hit, get a good effect. And I do wonder why it kept why the 23 stayed around for so long in Chinese service when in Russian service it it got pulled out. Well, not relatively quickly, but like it got replaced with the 30 millimeter in service on most platforms. Players test na easy mode. Letas kai chak na si rapido. Actually, I was reading that like it was Spanish, but I am now pretty sure that that is actually not Spanish. That is, if we look at the game squad, it is actually Czech. No, Polsk. Polish. How the fuck did I think that was Czech? I read Latas and I thought, oh, Latinas. Ooh. Like, that's just how fucking dumb my brain is. I will say one of the downsides to this thing is the fact that you would, for China plane, it doesn't have quite the same amenities that you're used to, especially this BR range, because you're used to have like a helmet, HMS system in it, for instance, or a little bit bigger radar. But this, again, it is a budget plane for Pakistan, so it doesn't have all the great features. That is something to think about while flying it. Where you kind of have to be ops on. It's not meant to be the greatest. It's just meant to be better than what they have, and it probably actually isn't, but that's neither here nor there. I think... Ooh. I think the interesting thing here is... I mean, I think I can probably still get a hit on. Because I do... Yes. And that's why it's really, really nice to... Even if you have an active radar, it is still really nice to be able to... Ooh. Yeah. Fuck. Oh, that was an AIM-7. Wow. See, I didn't realize that was that. I guess a missile probably missed. Yeah. Because again, I wasn't... It wasn't... How should I put it? I was trying to notch the missile itself, but it was the plane I should have notched. And since I fired off my missile and he notched the missile, it notched the missile. Unlike the other guy where he was obviously trying to notch the missile, but I kept blocked on my radar, so he should have been notching me. Again, that's why you want to fire off missiles actually kind of at an angle, more an angle than normally, because that means that even if, like, say he's notching you and you kind of lose lock, then the radar on the missile will activate and it will then immediately gain lock on him because he's not notching the missile, he's notching player. I will say though, I forever I will be confused by the fact that the FA-18 radar is in a lot more planes than just the FA-18, and also there's quite a few number of them, and that quite a few number of them are going to be firing Sparrows and not 120s, even though I always suspect it's going to be a 120. Just because, I think it's just because I am using one, you know, I'm using Fox 3s. So I expected others to be using Fox 3s. But, you know, here we have Name 9Ps. Granted, it's because it's a premium. It's the premium one. I think that's the premium one. Yeah, that is the premium one, dude. Premium, and that's normal. Normal. Events. Not event. Squadron, yeah. It's pretty nice. Guys. No, it does have that condoms. Jocker propaganda. That's because Batman lived in Gotham, dumbass. Like the pacing game? As a reference to Gotham, I think it's Gotham Racing. I can't remember the name of it now. It's an Xbox. What's an Xbox an Xbox exclusive racing game? All I do is I recognize the name of like, Gotham. That's weird because that's where Batman is. But that's right, that's also a place in real life. Sometimes your brain just kind of works like that, where it's something stupid. It's kind of funny in a way to me because oops. No, I kind of lost Locke. He died. Ooh, he's close. Alright. I think I will continue showing my ass this way, but because I know this guy over here, he lived. I'm actually not quite sure how he managed to dodge it, but the fact that I managed to dodge it too, it means that, you know, obviously we're fighting in the mountains, which means the ways of kind of dodging in and out of terrain to make sure that you're not going to be hit by stuff, you know, massive. I will say that like being in a place where you're not really able to, like, I'm not really able to, what's it called? Ooh. Come on, come on. Oh no, he shot it down. Oh, that's what he did. You can do that too. You can do that too. It's not a very good strategy in my opinion though, because if you miss, you miss, and then you've just lost 2 missiles and potentially your life. That sucks though. That really sucks. I was really hoping to get another one of those kills. And again, also trying to notch a missile that close is pretty much impossible. Like from a certain distance, it becomes super difficult because you're the zone of notching becomes smaller and smaller the closer it gets. You know, because it's just more of you. It's for the missile to see. You know, more from more of an angle base. You know, again, the closer you get, the bigger you become, and all of a sudden, like no longer just a speck, or like just a single position. Like you're a lot bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's kind of then becomes harder and harder for the missile to miss you, almost literally. Um, I mean, it does feel great when you see like those really close in 120s, for instance, or something like that missing. feels great because again, it is one of those just you duked it without having to use terrain or without having to use another missile or without doing any of that. You know, maybe some flare and maybe some chaff, but you know, just that great feeling of being able to do that, especially at close range. Oh, it feels so good. Now I gotta remember I'm playing this thing again. So no longer any front aspect missiles. Good old aim PL5Bs, not aim 9s or anything like that. Though the other plane did have PL5s, but have PL5s E2, I believe it's called, or PL5E, yeah, PL5E2s, which are all aspect PL5s with IRCCM. They're quite good in my opinion. I mean, they pull about the same, but they have the same speed. But again, it's the seeker head that's just so much better, which makes it a lot more fun to use, in my opinion. He's using that zoom in IRCCM, but in certain ways, it's all depending on the situation. I feel because like the 9M and that thing is super difficult all the way in, but it's technically doable at any distance. But the zoom in thing becomes more difficult the closer it gets, because obviously like the more it just sees of you. So, you know, it's harder for you to then like put something in between you and it that it will rather take the attention of. So that's a case of like the distance matter more versus like the 9M where it's more just 9M and that where it matters just more to put them in a position where they can't really do the things that needs to be done to counteract it. Like they don't have the speed, or they don't have the capabilities, you know, like the flare count, for instance, the flare power, flower power. Let's see if I can. No. The key is just gonna. He might turn in here. Yeah, he might. Gain a little bit. Oh, shit. Nifty. That was close. I don't know if I actually got enough for this. I don't think I do. We'll see. Oh, I just did. Oh, got a hit. You know what, I'm gonna continue going straight. I'm gonna get some speed on this. An AV-8 that actually has a lot of speed on him. That's actually really dangerous. Well, the AV-8 is out of missiles. Just 37. Ooh. Don't know. Is that the JAS 37? I can't remember if that has a radar or not. I'm not going to pay. I mean, I know the JAS 37 has, but I don't know if the AJ 37 does or not. Probably better than to be like. I'll play it low. Alright. Not going to play this any funny business. I lost track, didn't it? Yeah, I did. No! Oh, penis. Yeah, I didn't get the kill on that. I didn't even get an assist on that. I just managed to miss that completely. Let's just try to see if I can. There we go. Come on, baby. distance. Just outgain speed, because yeah, he's going to be able to keep his speed up higher in the turn than I am. He still has his... He still has his AIM-9Ls, makes them super fucking dangerous, especially now that my engine is technically heating itself up. It's cooking itself a little bit. What I really want him to do is I really want him to start like losing a lot of speed. I want him to bleed a lot of speed. Yeah. Yeah, those guns are really dangerous though. Yeah, there we go. Damn it. Oh, that's so dangerous. Again, that's turn. It's just that turn. It's so dangerous. And that gun. Granted, he has put it on auto, so he is just kind of flaring himself to death slowly. Like he is slowly just losing, slowly just, you know, spending all his flares, which, you know, you have a lot, but you don't have infinite. Yeah, it's gaining. Yes. What are you trying to do? Oh, he's gonna crash. Maybe not. But he did run out of flares. That's what I mean. Like, you gotta be... Granted, you gotta be careful with that sort of thing where you put it on, like, you know, automatic flare off once in a while. Because you might be fine. You know, you might be alright and you didn't need to do that. Because now you ended up in a situation where you've set that on automatic and you've just run out. And now I don't have to worry about setting myself up in a perfect position to shoot you and for you to, you know, for you to defend yourself a little bit. Like now I can just set it up and then say, you know, set way the fuck away and just boom, dead. You know. Ah. They fly down, lay down. I'm gonna fly down there. I'm gonna lay down there. Still two guys left though. That is fine with me because it means 2 more kills potentially if I am being a little bit cheeky. If I can allow myself to be a little bit cheeky, I should say, because obviously it's not guaranteed. Okay, could you? There you go. It is a little bit. Sorry, my Jesus, could you stop being so lanky once in a while? Thank you. It's my mic stand is being sometimes it's a little bit shaky. It can be a little bit shaky, and you gotta be careful with that. Same with one of my screens too. That's why it has to technically lay up on another screen that's a lot more stable. But other than that, I mean that's the thing. You gotta take care of your stuff because sometimes you just can't replace it. Gotta take good care of it. Even if it is like half broken, it is what it is. And you gotta be careful with it. And I do remember like watching a guy talking about like when he was trying and starting out and doing it, and he was like finding this difficulty of wanting. He really wanted the streamer deck, which to me sounds ridiculous. It sounds stupid because again, what is a streamer deck? It's just another bunch of buttons that is dedicated to your stream, and that's it. Like, I have enough keys on my keyboard that I can figure out how to comfortably set it up so that I have the most dire need controls that I need to operate things all right enough. Wow. Returning to airfield. I'm gonna an MF and SMT, and the me. SRAMs. SRAMs, they're super short-ranged, super situational. But very fun, and very early missiles in this game, at least early added missiles that are like super maneuverable. They used to kill a lot of people because way back in the day when the Hunter was like the top plane together with the, I want to say it was F-86 at that time and a MiG-17. Actually, it might have been after that because the missiles only really started getting added around F-100 MiG-19 base, but then yeah, the Hunter F-6 got SRAMs. My God, are they deadly! Holy shit! Because that was before flares, so if people got too close, that was it. There's no way you can really dodge out of them. Oh, there he is. It's an AV-8. I don't think it's the same. No, because that was a different game, I think. Unless I'm mistaken and this is actually the same game. Not entirely sure though. Though at least with this with like a MiG-21 type, yeah, you can gain a lot of altitude real quick. Because it is kind of what it's designed for. It is designed for being super quick to gain altitude like this. Alright, let's try that. Yeah, I went for flares first. I was kind of hoping that I might end up in another situation like a MiG-20, MiG-25, where because the plane itself is so hot. Oh, never mind. He's just gonna dice an R60. Ugh. Brother. But that's what happens. That's what happens. He was focused in on me, so he didn't see the other guy. Like, he was probably just like completely focused on me and was like raining flares just to tease me fire off a missile, and he was not at all looking at Buddy over there. Sneaking up and hitting him behind the head with the R60. It's just quite funny reading up on the R60 in real life because it is a very bad missile. Like, it wasn't very good because it had a lot of the deficiencies of being kind of meant to be a smaller, more maneuverable missile that, again, the Russians didn't suspect that they weren't going to have the superiority in the sky. So they wanted stuff, and obviously especially long-range stuff, they were fairly behind on in air-to-air, so they wanted stuff that was close in, so that, when they were in close and inside their territory, inside their, their Goldilocks zone of being really focused in on being good, they had something that they could use. But it was a bit too small. The warhead was too small, and it was it wasn't delicate enough. It wasn't. It was, wasn't terribly great at it. Wasn't terribly great at what it was supposed to do. Ooh, should have afterburned this entire time, but that's what I get. Yeah, now he can energy trap me pretty easily because I have energy trapped myself. That's fine. I want to drag you down. Like that, I'm fine with that. Sure, you can fire off a missile at me. I don't care. And yeah, see? That's why I don't particularly care. Because again, yeah. Obviously, it's going to be the sun. Oh, damn it. Oh well. Got nothing from that. I thought I might have. I thought, seriously, I might have gotten another kill there, but... Still, the important thing is we did win, and we did bring down the, wasn't he the top guy? I think he was the top guy on the enemy team. But obviously, it wasn't a very dangerous plane, especially up there. It's funny, he was, like, quite willy-nilly with those missiles to begin with, especially since it was just him versus us. Star. Star? No, wait, no, that was Nick. But Star still was up there. How much is left on it? There is 20. Oh, that's gonna be done in no time. Oof. Ah, excellent. Ah, let's us see how this one's gonna go. So I mean, this one could potentially be it. If it's a really good game, it's gonna be the game where I move on to the next tier, basically. Uh, or maybe it might literally just be just another all right game. Oh, damn it! Accidentally hit my pop mic more than anything else. Ah. Ooh, noticed something. That's funny. Actually, is that also on my? No, it's not. Oh, figured it might. Or maybe it might. I mean, I've had problems with spammers on. Well, I mean, everybody. I think everybody's have had problems with spammers. You know, but it's not like spammers. Just more like quickly pop up and like blah. Easy followers here, or viewers here. You know, that sort of thing. You know, come join here. And you just you ban those words, you ban those you ban the specific things, and it might come back with a different alliteration or whatever it is. But you try to ban all that as much as possible, and then over time, so it becomes more and more effective. But still, you still see that as automatically, hey, this has already been flagged, so we've taken it down, and you just kind of go, ah, oh, well, that's a bit annoying that they still come around doing it, because it's like, it's a bit of like, do you really? I mean, granted, you shouldn't go, oh, you really think I'm so stupid? Because everybody at some point is probably gonna fall for something. Just the right moment, the right time, the right weakness, and bam, you fall for something. Um. So yeah, it's not something we can say. Oh, I'm not stupid enough to fall for that, but it's still annoying to see because it's just preying on somebody weaker. It is preying on the weak people in a way that's kind of gross. Because it's not even not nothing. It's not done in earnest. It's just done to gain something, which is most likely money via probably going to be like a phishing, um, what's it called, phishing link. Like it's just going to suck up all the information you're sending it, and they're probably going to use it either to gain access to more of your stuff or just to sell it on to data scrubbers. Like, it's amazing the ways that people can monetize that sort of shit. Boom. Nice. Okay, I only got the ML. Did not get the other guy. So close. Yeah, he's getting away. Oh, it's a 104. Which means I have to start turning like crazy to make him overshoot because he can't turn fast enough. Wait, that's a... Ooh. I'm now slow. Yeah, he's gonna be able to turn in on me. If he wants to, of course. He might not. Oh. Oh, really? I thought seriously I was gonna hit him that time. I, you know, again, spray up and down when in an absolute hurry and I really want to, but yeah. Yeah, but then he immediately dies to an AIM-9E, which is a not terribly great missile, but because he wasn't paying attention. Okay, so it'll be 2 games. Not one great game, 2 alright games. That was probably gonna count for like, yeah, 10. I'm gonna guess 10. That's alright. That's alright. Not every game can be a great game, no matter how hard you try. Especially when you get a little bit more tired. You know, again, you play at your top when you start. Like maybe not right beginning because you know still gotta warm up, but then get better and then get worse. I have been I don't know why it has occasionally popped into my mind. Like I do wonder how much of a difference it would be to have my face on it. But I also keep running into that. You know, it's just like on one hand, I wonder how much of a difference that would make. On the other hand, but would it actually make a difference? You know, because you can kind of understand if you're attractive and then you do it because you're attractive. Like obviously people like attractive people. You know, there's studies done about that where if you're attractive, you get away with a lot more shit. So obviously, if you're attractive, people are gonna be, oh shit, that person's attractive. I'm gonna go see what they're doing. You know, naturally gonna attract more attention. Fair enough. But also, if you're weird looking, if you're very expressive or something like that, you know, obviously that's a way of creating more buzz or certainly a more you know more flares, more fireworks in the sky to sort of pay more attention to you. But on the flip side, like if you're not interesting to look at or interesting in doing things or stuff like that, like I think it might be even to a detriment because people don't want to, you know, at that point people are more interested probably just in the gameplay and maybe what you're saying more than anything else. And at that point, then it's like, okay, now you're just plastering your ugly face on the screen that people don't want to see, and that might actually drive people away. Who knows? Uh, so I'm wondering about that. Like in my case, would that help or would that be a detriment? And I don't even know if I want to try because it's also one of those scary things of like, okay, now you have to place yourself further out on that edge of being vulnerable to attacks in a way that like a normal person who's like much more shielded isn't. You know, a normal person might have photos out, but they don't typically attach like their personality and person who plays video games to necessarily the person they are at work or in their family life or whatever. So there's that connection, and whatever else, you know. So I don't know. Oh, go on, say it then. Go on, say it. Come on. Is he gonna go? Maybe. No. Oh no, he's gonna go for a bomb. Maybe, maybe not. That is a little bit weird though. 'Cause typically, when you start doing those with loop-de-loops and you're trying to play super defensively, it's because you're trying to. Damn it! Damn it! Oh man, that sucks. Oh, that sucks so bad. And he even has bombs. And he even has bombs. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. I'm so disappointed in myself. What can you do? It was just really bad. Oh well. I can't believe I missed the first guy because he was relatively fat and he was just there. But I couldn't line up properly. And the second guy, yeah. I mean, again, he has really good guns. I mean, I don't. What can you do? What can you do? I mean, you can have better shot placements, but what can you do now? Nothing. Continue on. Let's get this good game out. So yeah, that's other things to go through mind occasionally about it, because it is kind of weird because it is like a normal person. It is like a person because you do see it sometimes with like with working out. Like people come into working out, they might be scared they might be too successful at it, which is a weird thing because obviously it's like you're not gonna get big in the same way some people get big because of that's their job, that's their life, that sort of sense. Or even if you're taking steroids, you're probably still not going to reach the same level as those guys. But you're probably going to still experience the same pain, so you probably shouldn't do it. Uh, Anyways, but my point is, like, some people come in almost like expecting more and being careful about that. Oh, you silly goose. I mean, everybody knows that the first person who dies is a robot. Did you sell yourself to gaijin? Oh, big damn. Actually, what did he type? How y'all have all the issues? Haven't had an issue since the announcement. Wow, lucky. That's very, very lucky. I've experienced a few things. Like visual. Sun. The sun in a couple of the maps have been kind of weird. Especially when it's been in the sunset. And burn in hell, I say. Jesus. Well, who here disdains the existence of African American? Nice. Oh my god. I will say though that obviously the big word on the blog. I'll be careful this time around. The big word on the blog is sometimes being used a lot and it has a lot of connotations to it. But it's funny how there's other ones too that aren't being used as much. But I think in a way it's kind of almost as bad or equally bad. But they just aren't used as much. So when you see it, you don't have the same kind of reaction, which is weird because when you then think about it, it's like, actually that's seems like almost worse because I mean in Spanish that's just the word for black. Like you know, mm. Like at a certain level, it's mostly just because like inertia from culture. Like it's not even anything that's happened. It's just it has always been that way, and there's always been those feelings about it. That's why it is. Even when, even when every time you've seen it used or something like that, it hasn't quite. It works weird, but yeah. I still think it's pretty funny when people are talking about that. Especially in War Thunder chat, just because War Thunder that chat is just so fucking weird. Damn it. It's just about to pop. Pop a cap in your ass. Don't crash. I have a slight suspicion that this game is going to be a bad one too, but it's just going to be a bad one because it's not really anybody to fight so far, every time I've tried to get into a fight with somebody, they have kind of been evasive and then just sort of died to something else, like either crashing or, you know, like it hasn't been good. A10. Okay, where? I'm guessing he's over here then. Like there's those two groups of people or groups of AIs that you can be shooting your own targets at. Yeah, there you go. No, the F5 is on his ass. 23 over here though, it's closer. And there is not a F5 on his asshole. Oh wait, there's a MiG-23 though, so might be slightly different, but we'll see. Also an F5. Now there's also an F5. God damn. And an E4. Wow. No, I really want more. I really want... No! Come on. I mean, it's the game knows. The game knows. Like, it is one of those cases where it just feels like, okay, the game just knows. The game just knows. Okay, he's gonna continuously pop flares. Is that gonna be the case? Yeah. Ugh. Ooh, okay. I think I saw you guys behind me. Rank. Alright, let's gain that speed. Sure, let's really gain that speed now because it's catching up with me. Yeah, this is a late variant, so it has a lot more abilities. Oh, but yeah, now in a flat out, I'm gaining. There we go. He missed his chance. He missed his chance when I was real slow with him. Now I can bank a lot of that energy. I can kind of go up and over. Actually, I'll cool my engines down for a little bit. Come on. Come on. Oh. Oh. It's so frustrating. God, that is so frustrating. Oh, it's so frustrating. It was right on the tip of him, too. Just the last moment. Absolute last moment he managed to flare it off. Now I'm gonna be really annoyed now if he gets killed by a missile by some of the other guys here. Oh yeah, I'm getting a little bit sleep in my eyes. Ooh, but I did get a critical hit. Oh, nice. Okay. There you go. I think I'm gonna go for this Mr. King guy. Mr. King. Sounds like a casino, I'm not gonna lie. Affirmative. Still funny. Top boy activities. I don't know. I mean, there is. Wow. Anyways. I mean, at least there was Israelis in this game. There's Kafir. I saw Kafir. Tried to get the Kafir, but the Kafir ran away. 2 guys left. I am down to like 10 minutes of fuel, which is about, what, 5 minutes of afterburner. I think it might be prudent of me to actually just go ahead and land. I also only have, well, I have 2 missiles. It's still quite a bit, but, you know. Sometimes you do kind of want to volley them just so that there's a good chance. I remember old Spain where it was like you had that here and you had it here, like around here, so and you flew over like that. That was weird. That's kind of a weird one, especially since like you could very easily fly over like their airfield and start getting chipped at. That was back during the back when the airfield was only guns, like only AI guns, like it is I think with props. It was also that for jets, but that kind of that changed at some point just because people got so fast. You know, jets got so fast that by the time they started taking damage by those guns, like they would already be past them. Like they would already have done the thing that guns were meant to protect against. So yeah, it's so crazy to me that they haven't done much with the S-75 and that entire like big fat um AA thing. You know, countering AA and shit like that, radar with air, because it's right there. You know, it's right there in the open. It's more stuff for the game. It's more planes for the game that can do that sort of stuff. You know, more armaments. It's another aspect of things. You can even add that against like you know the modern AA systems we now have that the players can play as. Um, Especially the multi-system thing. You know, most multi-systems. Um, yeah, but that's granted. That's a lot of programming. On the other hand, it's not like there has been a lot of programming so far. Oh, sorry. Ah, nice landing. Oh, I think I'll close my window now. Want the cold air, but you don't want it to be actually cold. You just want the cold air. You want the warmth of the room, but you want the cold air sort of sweeping in and like get that nice feeling. That's what I like. Is there? Nope. It's over here, so I don't forget that. Oh, there's a MiG-21 that's gonna land too. Honestly, at this point, it's probably a better idea to pop something just so we know where. But I mean, honestly, oh, there's only one guy left, and it's Stu-24. Hmm. I mean, honestly, probably a good case is probably just going to be near the airfields. So. Oh, they already got a guy doing that. So F-111 actually that's left. 65k out. He's gonna go for a base, definitely. Yeah, he's just... I think he's definitely... Yeah, he's going for this thing up here, so he's just gonna go straight up here and then return back. So, I think as long as I hit in this direction, there's probably a chance when he comes back around I might hit him. If I get there in time, of course. Which isn't guaranteed, because he's also flying fast as fuck. Actually, a little bit better if I do it like this. It's all mine. He is of whom kills him. Yes, of whom. I I don't know why some people get very attached to certain kills, like, oh no, he's mine, like ooh ooh ooh. But I mean, nothing is until it is. Like, you can say, oh, he's mine, but you know, there's no name on the side of it saying, oh yeah, this belongs to Chinese characters or Ben Ben Kugan. I think that's how it is. You just kind of go for it. You just kind of try and kill him, and if you got him, you got him. If you don't, maybe even get an assist. You can't be outrun though at top. Yep. Especially if he keeps himself down low at bottom, he should be not easy necessarily, but yeah, I mean, it's make 23, so they should be able to outrun him. And I can't remember if, I mean, it depends on what kind of bomb load he has, obviously, because if he doesn't have, like, if he has too big of a bomb load to where he can kill multiple bases, he might keep all the base, or keep the bombs, and that way he will slow himself down, potentially. Yeah, right about, oh, nice. Oh, wow. Oh, there you go. Uh, he says damn, but I'm pretty sure he's even further away. Where is he? There he is. He's 70. So that would have been like 76, 78? Huh. That was not enough. Oh, that was enough. Sweet. Okay. So I got my J11B. Now I can actually work on the thing I want. My J15T. Which means I have to work. I can no longer, sadly, very sadly, I can no longer use my J7D, my beloved. Still use my occasional fling JF17. But I think I will, because I still got a lot of things I need to be done for the J11. I can use the tier bonuses on it. Plus, I finally did get the long boys, the long tips, which, Jesus Christ, you play with the short ones for a while, and you just, I mean, they're great missiles because it's still the same head, but you do really understand that there is it's just a little, there is just a more power to it, especially that distance, that range. Even range from low to somebody who's above you is further, which is just amazing. It really is a very, very dangerous missile. Like, I mean, again, there's a reason why even at top tier you will still see people who bring like a couple of these with them, and to sort of fling them up and use the data link and all of that to its best capability. Because my god. Question is though, should I stay low or should I go high? Because it is, I mean, on the one hand, it is an up tier. I don't know how much of an up tier it is. So I am 13.0, that's 13.3, 13.7, 13.0. Ooh, also 13.0, 13.7. This is a 13.7, but in theory, we could be facing 14.0s. There's possibilities of 14.0 over here on the enemy team. I mean, just because I have experienced that before, where okay, everybody on my team is either 13.7 or 13.3 or something like that, but then you look at the enemy team and oh, there's a 14.0. Cool. But really, I mean, granted, it's, I don't know. I like to be fluid. I think more so than anything else. Like, not sometimes going high, other times not going high. Kind of just not committing myself too hard to one of the other things, because you never quite know how the match is going to play out. Like, if a bunch of people are going to go high, then it would be great for me to actually stay low, especially with ERs, because I can still catch them up high, even if I am low. And vice versa, obviously. Like, if a bunch of them are low, then hey, you know, their missile's gonna take a lot longer, and if it's on an ER, you know, hey, I might legitimately just beat them with energy. Question is, how close is that? It's gonna be a close one. I'm still gonna use the ground for this just because I'm not comfortable. Especially, I think, like using an older school what's it called? An older school RWR like this is you kind of get too. I mean, I certainly got very used to digital ones to the point where I'm like, it's almost to my detriment in certain ways. Like just getting used to it, which is not. It's not good. Like you do want to be able to like use multiple good stuff. I was behind the mountain. Okay, at this point I can comfortably ignore it. Yeah, yeah. I also gotta remember my crew is technically not actually that good. Yeet. Yeah, good luck trying to dodge this. Gotta be. I mean, granted, that was a pretty easy kill, especially with this deck. That was definitely 100% overkill. God. Oh no, I gotta cough again. Come on, come on. Oh. Launch you over. Yeah, it was too far. Ah. Wait, that was a 77. Yeah, it was a 77. Wow. Nice. I mean, good for him. I don't particularly like the 77. I think it's quite a bad missile. But if you can make it work, you can make it work. Especially since you can carry a fuck ton of them on some of them. Where that's definitely from my... Okay. Okay, that's not... Oop. No, that's a friendly. Okay, I should probably just have it on standard mode. Well, since I... Oh. Damn it. No! Fumbled. Fumbled. I will say that is a problem of mine I've noticed a lot, is that I, especially in panicky moments where I'm trying to, like, reorganize myself, I will fumble with the keys, and I'll end up in a situation like that where you're pointing your nose, you should shoot something, and then start going defensive, but I'm still, like, mashing my keys, making sure, okay, this is the right missile, okay, this is the right thing. That is a problem of mine. It's like the M9M problem of, like, just, that's a flaw that I need to work on, but how the hell do you work on that? Listen, I'm quite happy. Yes, getting done with the engine on the J11. I think I'm gonna go for all the other things, and then I could just work down the bomb part of the tech tree. And so every one of those, just gonna row after row get my bonuses, and then once I'm done with all the bonuses, then it's on to the B. And then I think I'm just gonna play the B and spade that, and then by the end of that, whatever is left, I'm just gonna use the JF-17. Like either that, or if I become too bored of it, I'll just switch over to JF-17. Honestly, though I don't expect myself to become too bored of it, because again, you know, it's a flanker. It's your Russian plane, the Russian plane, basically. Except in this case, Chinese. But yeah, you get my point. It's you know, you don't go down the Russian tech tree to play something like a MiG-29 nowadays, do you? You do go it for the Sukhois, the Sukhoi. Either that or one of the ground pounders, but I mean, a Sukhoi nowadays can also ground pound like they can, so a little bit. I don't know. You know, like you might as. I mean, okay, there's some BR differences, but it's nice to have a plane that can do both, more so than one or the other. Because I do remember back in the day when the Su-25 was the only one that could carry the KH-30 38s. You know, those motherfuckers. Oh my god, those are powerful. And but you know, you don't really want to dogfight in it, so you had to research the other planes, which was I do believe it was the Sukhoi 27. I can't remember if the SM was at that point or if it was just the normal. I think it was SM also at that point. Because it's only 27 SM, that is. Because the 30 SM is... I mean, obviously the 30 SM was also gets those missiles then. Also, there was the... What's it called? The 34. I don't know why I got the 34. Actually, no, I do know why I got the 34. That's because I do like those ground pounding missiles, but I do not want to play the Su-27 or Su-25. Oh, you're low. Boink. That is a thing you have to worry out about when you are going low like that, and you are like trying to be a little cheeky boy like that. Ooh. Did that? No, did not. Oh, penis. Well, that's what I get for going nose up like full bore, and it didn't pay off in any way, not in any way. I will say I do absolutely despise the 33, but that's just because it is a 33. It is quite literally like it's the sit back plane. Like it's the sit back in the lines, just fire a couple of them off, not really do much. It's the perfect plane for that fat jackass who can't really be bothered to play detector. He just kind of wants something that's nice. Like that's at least the picture I have in my brain when I see CF33. It's just like, oh, that's a fat jackass who doesn't want to put it into work, which is a weird stereotype because it's not true at all. Anybody can get it. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird stereotypes like that you put in your brain once in a while, but I kind of like it just because I don't like it. uh, and again, it's also just another case of like here's a slight different plane, but it's a squadron vehicle. So ooh wee. It used to be that squadron vehicles were rather unique, but not so much anymore. Now I mean, quite frankly, the newest squadron vehicle is just, well, what they did with the Su-33. It's just a MiG-29 this time. Here's some extra pylons. That's it. It's, I mean, it might be some other stuff too. I'm not quite sure, but like that's the main thing I've like that was the main thing brought on. It was like, okay, what's the reason for me to get it? Two extra pylons, or not two extra, but like one extra pylon on each wing. Okay, cool. Ho ho ha ha. Ah, Su-30 MKK with. Why would you take? Why would you take that? You have the MKK. Why? 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 You can use the other. You can use the better one. You can use the PL-12s that are better. They are just straight up better. Especially if you're playing like a flanker, like if you're playing the classic flanker high thing, then it's good to have the longer range missiles, and I would say they're generally good instead of the R-77s, which are much more situational. But then again, I don't really know if you should trust it super much because sometimes you just see like a loadout that makes absolutely no sense, like no missiles whatsoever, and you kind of go, "Is that true? I hope that's not true." Or you see shit like that, like where you, oh yeah, it has a bunch of like Mavericks. It's like, why you got Mavericks? Like, well, I mean, you're not gonna gain much from it. Oh boy, I might as well fly. I'm gonna use terrain here. Okay, I don't have a missile miss yet, but on the other hand, my RWR has stopped beeping. Like that is a game you have to play where, okay, RWR has stopped beeping, but it hasn't shown me a guaranteed missile missed. Is that because of, and then there's a bunch of reasons. All right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah, good luck. You're dead. Oh, you're dead. Come on. What? No! What the fuck? I am fucking annoyed by that. What the fuck do you mean by that? Oops. No, not. I'm sorry, Gaijin. I'm just a little bit perturbed by the fact that it. Whatever. You know, it's just that feeling of like he did. I mean, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna die to that. I'm gonna die. I don't like flying the flanker nowadays. I don't like. Well, I don't like flying this flanker, I should say. Like it's just that frustration of I don't know. It's just a frustration of I don't know. I don't know, and I guess that's the thing. Like you don't know, so you get more frustrated by it. Like if you have a concrete thing where you can go this, and that, then it must be much easier. But here it's just I don't know, I guess I'm just mostly frustrated by the fact that he managed to notch the missile, my ER, from my radar, even though the vast majority of the time he wasn't notching. He was flying chaff, but he wasn't notching. It's like could you play that again for me, Gaijin? Because it doesn't sound right to me. It sounds like two different rule sets. You know, that sort of thing. But again, I also have to keep reminding myself that it is a random number generator. There is going to be times where it just happens. One of those 1 in a million, or even just a 1 in 100, where he does a maneuver and it will it'll detach and I won't be able to retach again until the missile has flown past, and that's just it. It is amazingly frustrating because you can struggle, you can fight, you can throw shit and desperately trying to get this missile away, and you just cannot, and it will hit you, and you go, cool, what did I do wrong? Nothing. You did nothing wrong, but the game just rolled the dice for you, and you didn't, and you rolled short, and the missile reacquired you, or it never left, and you die. And you can just, all you really can do is just throw your hands up and go, oh, fuck, okay, cool, next game. Isle of Ador, cool, I'm gonna take a break, or I'm gonna try and get a deeper understanding of this system, and trying to really understand what dice is being thrown here, like why and what and when and where and for what. I'm gonna stay low this time. I am absolutely not even gonna think about going high this time because I do not want to get slapped again by PL-12. Which again, that just shows you why do these people take these? Why? You have PL-12s in your loadout. Use them. Uh, I think that's a problem. That's a, I mean, granted, that's a problem for people like me where you'll notice it and you'll just kind of go, okay, why? Because you're just making it harder for yourself and for people around you. Like it isn't a choice. so much as it is just making it more difficult in general. Uh, I have to keep reminding myself I do need to upgrade the guy on this thing because he's not very good. Oh, oh, come on. It's like that. It's like stuff like that where you just kind of go, okay, did I guess I didn't fly with enough notch towards him, but you know, it's just frustrating because again, you can't. Yeah, you just can't. Oh, thank you. At least I got my engines done. That's good. I should probably remember my crew this time. But like I still don't understand why they haven't done any tutorializing. They still haven't implemented any sort of tutorial for it. Like you would think that since it's such a big part of it now, you know, that would be a push like there was for ground targets, like for missiles, for bombs, for stuff like that, that there would be also a thing of going, hey, okay, now you're beginning to face radar missiles. Here's what you have. Here's the way to do defensive up high. You know, here's the baseline for things. Here's the ground rules. Okay, you know, everybody kind of gets an understanding of it. Everybody's going to have a little bit of a better time. But no, there's no, like, that's a community thing that has to be there. But even then, it's like, since it's disconnected from the game in a way where you can't, it's not, you know, people learn best with their, you know, they're doing it with their fingers, with their hands, with their brains. So it seems so silly to me. It seems so silly to me that that's like, there's no focus on that. There's no focus on the longevity of like getting a new player base in to learn this sort of stuff. You know, it just seems so silly to me. It seems so silly because really you do want that, and so yeah, I mean it probably is absolutely a skill issue, but you know, how do you solve a skill issue? Well, you gain more skills. How do you gain more skills? Well, you train it, and how do you train it? Well, by understanding it, and you do it a bunch to where it becomes a second nature too. So you know, in you know, it's easy to just kind of brush it off as skill issue because it is, but do you also want to solve it so that more people don't have skill issues? Like you don't want a team full of skill issues. You know, you want a team that all kind of understand it and work with it, right? Hmm. Wait. Oh, okay. Oh, that is not a very good system then. I just realized something. This took me way too fucking long, and now I feel really stupid. No, that is the loadout for me in my hangar. So, in my hangar, it looks like this. That took me way too long to understand. Holy shit, I'm actually kind of embarrassed by that, a little bit. Then again, it wasn't very like that's such a weird thing to have here. It's like, okay, you can see the loadout that you have for it in your hangar instead of the hangar, like instead of the, you know, the more active one right now. You know, what a weird feature. And again, it's just those things that I just wonder why is that like why is that high when you should probably be focusing in on player retention and player understanding of the mechanics. You know, like I feel like I'm almost like on crazy pills in a way because they, you know, you don't you want retention? Don't you want people to understand? Because you know nothing drives frustration better than like having a miscommunication about things. You know. But I mean, sure. I mean, some players might not actually want it because they do want like a large player base they can kind of skill on. But that's not something that's gonna last. You know, it's something that that's that line of thought is naturally gonna kill games. You know, it's gonna kill the game you like because there's not there's only an X amount of people, and if you don't necessarily have to cater to new people, but make it a bit more welcoming and making it more than anything like making people better understand why you like it. I think is a good thing. There he is. Aw, fire this one off. Fuck it, why not? Oh, that's the second guy. I was kind of wondering because yeah, I thought for a sec because it wasn't like the missile wasn't tracking a guy. It's just it was weird that it was like not. Let's set a second one off actually, even though I almost know for certain that that's gonna be. Boom. I don't even know why it popped off stuff like that because it wasn't like. Ooh. Yeah. Uh, I will say having a RWR like that is not very fun. Having an analog RWR against missiles like that is not very fun. Like you really do miss you really do miss having a lot more information thanks to it. Um, but again, it probably is just a skill issue of like getting used to something and then once that's taken away from you, all of a sudden, but I mean, it doesn't help that missiles are getting better. Planes are certainly, well, not some planes are. Some stuff, some things, not everything. I mean, I have heard stuff about the Block 52 F-16. Apparently, something with the radar is quite saucy. Can't remember what though. 'Cause I wasn't that I'm not that interested because again, it's just another F-16. There's not like the actual interesting parts to me is always going to be performance. You know, the way it flies, the way it handles. Like, the minor minutia is not that interesting to me, for better or for worse. And yeah, I do wonder if like the majority, like a good amount of the problems I'm having right now is because the radar in this thing is not that good in comparison to the rest of them. Because I mean, I am comparing performances to something like a Su-30, and this is like a J-11. This is practically like a Su-24 or a 27, the first one, like comparing like an early a late 90s early 2000s jet to like an early 80s like sorry early to mid 80s jet, like probably is quite a bit of a difference, but shouldn't be that much difference, right? And I mean, hey, people make it work. I can't make it work quite as well, but I do get kills once in a while. For better or for worse. um yeah, I really do miss my J7 now. I like that thing quite a lot. I like that BR quite a lot actually. It's so much more comfortable, to me at least. Like the way it handles, the way it plays, the way that there isn't quite as many things like this that's gonna kill you. There are still a few things, but it's much more specialized too. and like it isn't as much on the edge, if I can put it like in a way like that. Okay. Oh, it's only 10. Let's just play. Also, this radar is kind of funny though, because if you try to turn it, it's like it will only turn in increments. So it'll either turn itself fully, or turn itself half, or something like that. Oh. Now I doubt that thing would actually reach it up there, but still try. I mean, technically it's within its range, so it is above. So yeah, probably actually not going to reach it. Yeah, it was an F-14. That explains a few things. A little bit funny being like trying to chase this guy down.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Technically, I do have the missile advantage, but I'm still like I'm falling behind. I'm almost certain there is also guys up here further also too. Oh my god. Now this is getting absolutely ridiculous. Alright, let's fire another one off. I'm gonna be oof. Fire another one off. Let's try to yeah, there you go. Oh, you're dead. Nice. I mean, it is still the best, so now I am in a little bit of a poopy situation. I'm gonna see if I can actually find the guy who's picking me. Most certain he's like downwards. Oh, come on. Just got something. I mean, I know those two.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Okay. Huh? And now it's just me, yeah. Okay, something was over here? Yes. Alright. Okay, cool. I'm gonna fly back in. Okay, come on. Ah, fuck. I got 3. I did kind of mess up there in the end. Ah, that sucks. Look. That's actually a complete flat spin. We. Again, that's me flat fingering a little bit. Like, if I had gotten myself a little bit better there, I probably would have been able to kill that guy at least. And then, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I would have still been in a pretty tough situation with that FA-18. But could have, should have, would have. This got it ended in a lot more interesting way than I thought it would. Just yeah, you know, when you're having a bad time, even just a fine, all right game is all of a sudden a much better game than normal. Ah, you don't get city very often, so this is actually nice. Like it's almost kind of like the prototypical modern jet level in a way, because you start off in air and it's a little bit small, actually. I mean, this map certainly is. I feel like it's quite small, but then again, I think it's also just because most people kind of fight over here. Like you don't really actually go that often up here for some reason. I mean, you do see sometimes where you kind of go through here, but you know, it's still not. You think city, you don't really think about these mountains. I would say. And again, I feel that's a bit sad because it does make the map feel a bit. It feels smaller, even if it might not even be that much smaller. Should clarify about that. Huh. Oh boy. I felt another wave of just tiredness just hit me, and I actually just looked at the clock, and yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. So it's a bit longer than I actually expected I would be playing. Uh, I'm honest, which I don't know if that's good. You know, it's okay. Let's see if I can reach the. There we go. Oh, it's another flanker. Oh, he's not gonna survive that though. Nope. Gonna send these over to this guy over here. That's gonna be a good one, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Nice. No, I'm gonna send. Even though I'm not getting a good signal for that one, I think I'm still gonna send it. Oh. Ah. I thought I would actually be able to hit it with my missile quicker, but I guess not. It was too fast. Eh, I'll take that. Yeah, that's 2 kills. I would have wished I got more because that was pretty good position, but yeah, again, it's. I will say when you get up into speed too quickly, you do wanna notch pretty much immediately. Again, like the longer you are doing it, the more times you might have a chance of hitting correctly. But yeah, right. I think I'm gonna call it for a night. It's about 2 a.m. here, and I still have work tomorrow, and I still want to stream tomorrow. And I hope I can also manage to fit in maybe even getting like a short clip out. I don't know. I hope I will, but uh, I hope you have a great night. Have an awesome night, day, evening, whenever, whatever, and hopefully see you tomorrow.